Hey everyone, I'm Trevor, and today we are just outside of Disneyland at the Park Vue Inn for another hotel review. I'm so excited to stay here, so let's get going. And check this out right here. That is the entrance to Disneyland. I'm standing at the sign where we did the intro. Just flip the camera around, but the entrance to Disneyland is right there. This is probably the second closest hotel that you can get to Disneyland. The Best Western Park Place Inn and Mini Suites is right over there. That is the closest one that you could possibly be to, but this one is pretty close as well. So I just checked in here. Now the front of this building is actually the Cold Stone Creamery. So I was not expecting. I'm actually going to show a little clip of the lobby right now. And this is the lobby area here at the Park Vue Inn. I just checked in, and it's a really nice looking space. I was surprised. I did not expect this whenever I was coming in from the exterior there. But to get to that lobby, you go in through this doorway right here. And again, that's just behind the Cold Stone Creamery. So this is a little surprising, I suppose. I didn't understand how that setup was. We've got some DNR mobility scooters, ECVs, it looks like. Actually a couple of different companies. We've got Bright scooters and Soaring scooters. So a couple of different ECVs that they probably have on loan for you to rent from those different companies right here at the Park Vue. And then it looks like they've got their own little gift shop back here. We'll have to pop into that a little bit later. It's Mickey and Me outlet, it says. And they have plenty of parking here first thing in the morning. I got here at about 7:30 in the morning. I am on the second floor, so we are going to go up some stairs here. Don't see any elevator, but there's plenty of ground floor, so if you cannot get upstairs, then definitely request a ground floor room. And here we are. This is going to be my room 216. I am right next to another set of stairs here, so I might move my car a little bit further down. That way it is closer to where I am staying. And it looks like there is the pool over there as well. We'll have to get in there a little bit later on. I'm not sure that it's open right now. I do see some workers in there cleaning it again at 7:30 in the morning. The hotel does wrap all the way down around and does like a little U down there. And so we're going to go check out the room right now. My room was available when I first got here at 7:30 in the morning. That's only happened to me maybe one or two other times in all the times that I've been staying at hotels. Typically, rooms aren't ready until around 3, but this one was available right away, which is awesome. And here's the room. It's pretty basic, but it's a place to sleep, and it looks clean. It looks nice, and that's the best part, right? It does appear to be a little small. Just some first impressions here as I walk through the door. Of course, we do have a bunk bed over there, and so we've got a queen, a single queen, and a bunk bed. I don't remember if I specifically booked that type of room or what, but it's just me here, so it doesn't really matter either way. If I were here with my family, it'd work out just fine as well, because my kids love bunk beds. It's a special little treat for them whenever they come to hotels. It looks like we've got the air conditioner over here on the wall, and let's see if you control it from here. You do control it straight from that particular panel. And here's the closet. No doors on the closet space, just sort of built into the wall here. We've got some hangers. We do have a luggage rack, and then a room safe. There's the room safe right there. And oh, look at this, a microwave. Probably about 50% of hotels in this area have microwaves, 50% do not, so it's always nice to note them. Then we have a little coffee machine here. It says Cafe Valet Reserve. And then we've got Twinings Earl Grey, and looks like the same thing in what's behind that. Coffee maker, there's even coffee maker instructions here. We've got an ice pail and some cups. And then down here, look at this. The mini fridge has a separate little freezer section specifically for the freezer. A lot of them, I don't know why I tried to open it from the other side there, but a lot of the freezers tend to be just built into the mini fridge. So that's pretty interesting as well there for the mini fridge. And that's going to be right next to the closet space, right across from the bunk beds here. And then flipping around to the rest of the room, we've already looked at the bed. And over here, we do have a little, like, sort of table, like a full table. We got a bench underneath there, and this little I guess you could probably pull this over. Ooh, that's really loud. Okay, we won't move it. You could probably pull it over to the bed here and, it'd be sort of like a bedside table, though you do have some bedside tables on either side. We've got a light here, which is individually controlled, and then some outlets. I have a standard USB, a USB-C, and then 2 regular outlets over here. The telephone beneath that. Let's pop over here. We've got 2 more outlets, another USB and USB-C, as well as this clock, which has additional outlets on top and 2 more USBs there as well. Nothing particular in that drawer, but we have no dresser. There's no dresser in here. So like I said, pretty minimal, pretty basic, but as far as a place to sleep goes, this looks pretty clean. More often than not, when you are coming to Disneyland, you mostly are just looking for a nice place to sleep because you're going to spend most of the time in the park. And then proximity to the hotel is always appreciated, especially if you want to take afternoon breaks. You don't want to have like a huge hassle at getting back to your resort if you want to take an afternoon break. The pool is also a particular consideration as well for those hot months out of the year that you know that you're probably going to want to get out of the heat. But otherwise, definitely the closer, the better if you're going to be staying as late as possible. If you're going to be staying until the park closes, the last thing that you want to do is have, a 20-minute walk or even a 20-minute transfer between buses and everything like that. So the Park Vue is great because it is like a 3-minute walk to Disneyland, and you can't get much closer than this. Now let's pop into the bathroom here. Just take a look at what we've got in here. Again, it's pretty small. Just the room's pretty small in general, but we've got a couple of washcloths over here. Be Kind body lotion, and then so Be Kind, it just looks like their brand because they also have a skincare bar there. We do have the hairdryer in here as well as an extra roll of toilet paper, some tissues, and then a trash can beneath that. Over here in the shower, this area looks pretty nice. I always like whenever hotels go to a little extra effort to, doll up the shower a little bit in appearance. The light over here appears to be blinking or flickering, so that was throwing me off for a bit. Oh, okay, it just settled down. Talk about it and it'll stop. Now let's go over here and take a look at the shower head. Shower head is average, nothing super special over there. And then of course we do have a tub in here, which I always like to note for families that have small children. And then we have more Be Kind products, cleansing bar, shampoo, conditioner, and a shower cap. And then your towels, that's an interesting place for towels inside the actual shower space itself. But that is the bathroom. I don't believe there is a free breakfast here at this hotel, so we're going to go into the park to get some food. I will take you with me on the walk to the park so that you can see the entire duration. If you've never seen one of my hotel reviews before, I speed it up, and so you won't have to watch the whole agonizingly slow process, but it is pretty close, so it shouldn't take very long anyway. And then we'll also walk through the gift shop, and I said the pool a little bit later on. Tomorrow morning, I'll give you my review of my stay, how I thought the bed was, and all of that sort of thing. I do want to clarify that I paid for this hotel on my own. If you have seen some of my previous hotel reviews, you probably are aware that I am an affiliate of Getaway Today for helping you book Disneyland vacations, and Getaway Today will often arrange for me free and complimentary hotel stays in exchange for these types of videos, and that is possible with hotels that Getaway Today works with. But they don't work with every single hotel for one reason or another, and the Park Vue Inn is one of those hotels that Getaway Today does not work with. And so I did pay for this on my own, and I just want to say a special shout out and thank you to our members here on the channel. We have a paid membership, which I primarily treat as more of like a place where you can give donations, but we also provide occasional bonus content exclusive videos to our members here on the channel. And just as a way of saying thank you for being a member, you also get priority reply to comments. It's $5 a month, the people that are willing to donate here to the channel. And what do I do with those donations? Well, I pour them right back into the channel for things like this, coming to the Park Vue Inn. So I want to say thank you to our members for making videos like this possible, because I don't live that far away. I live an hour and a half, but I routinely make the drive up here and back in a single day without issues. So spending $200 plus on a hotel is not something that is typically within my budget, but memberships here on the channel make that possible. So thank you very much. I do still highly recommend Getaway Today as a way to book your Disneyland vacations, because Getaway Today is going to help you save a lot of money, potentially hundreds of dollars off of your hotel and your tickets. And so if you were to book direct through Disney or direct through the hotel, you will pay more money. Getaway Today has deals with both Disneyland and area hotels to offer you discounts. And so I highly recommend you check them out. Click the link down in the description, or you can give them a call if you have any questions, and you can mention my name, SoCal Disney Dad, for the best prices. This hotel is not going to be amongst, Getaway Today's repertoire, but there are other hotels that are. Not that I'm trying to dissuade you from staying here. We haven't even reviewed it. I'm just letting you know, if you're looking to save some money, that is an option for you. And just for your information, the hotel room rate for the room that I am staying in was $229, and after taxes and fees, it came out to $279. So $279 for the room that I am staying in. Let's go ahead and pop inside Mickey and Me Outlet now and just see what is all in here. Looks like we've got some food and little snacks that you can get, as well as some drinks. And then over here's going to be all sorts of medicines. Got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Pretty much anything that you could possibly need, they are going to have in here. Wow, they got a lot of stuff. Got some cups of noodles. Looks like some cereal over here as well. And some milk, Red Bull, orange juice, water. So we got that as well. For as far as the milks, here we go. We've got whole milk, 2% milk, chocolate, and strawberry milk. So even got a bunch of varieties of milks as well. And then we've got some clothing in here too, so you can definitely come in here and just check out everything that is in here. Wow, lots and lots of souvenirs, clothing, snacks, and medicines. Here's the fitness center. This one says 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Interesting. And then here is the inside of the fitness room. It looks like we have a treadmill, an elliptical, and some free weights. And that's what we've got in here. And if I flip around, we do have a little water station, as well as some towels and a little laundry basket. Now we are going to start the walk to the park portion, and I will speed it up so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. But as I said before, the park is really, really close to the hotel. Just met some lovely viewers from Canada. Thank you guys for saying hi. And that was it, just about 2.5 to 3 minutes. I do have to turn the camera off before we head into security here through the white tents, but that was a pretty quick walk. And I mean, like I said, you can't get much closer than the Park Vue Inn. And just after 8 o'clock in the morning, I was able to walk straight through security. No line at all at the one that I went to. Went straight up to the security personnel, so that was great. And then we're going to be walking over here into Disneyland. Of course, if you want to check out what I'm up to inside the parks, you can check out my other videos on the channel. If you have not seen any of my previous videos, I post loads of different content here on the channel, from food reviews and vlogs, rope drop strategies, tips, and more. Everything that you could possibly need to help you plan your Disneyland vacation. That's what I'm here for. Would appreciate it if you would hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you around. And if you have any questions, as always, feel free to drop them in the comments below. This video is not over. We still have the review portion after I've spent the night. So let's get to that. I am headed back to my room now, and it cannot be understated how simple it is to walk from the entrance to Disneyland right over here to my hotel. This is an IHOP that's open 24 hours too, by the way. If you want some breakfast, you just go to IHOP right there. This is my hotel right here. Super quick, super easy walk. Definitely cannot be understated whenever you are coming back from, walking around a ton at Disneyland and you're just super tired. Just book a close hotel and it eliminates a lot of the frustration of transferring between the resort and your hotel. Even if you do have a shuttle, it's just going to take time waiting for that shuttle, getting dropped off, etc. It's a little bit later on in the day now and the pool is open, so I thought we'd pop in here. There's nobody in here, so I can definitely give you a full tour of the pool area. Not a whole lot of seats. We've got 4 seats over there off to the left. We've got 4 seats over here off to the right, and then 2 orange chairs on either side as well. This is the pool. It looks like at its deepest, it is 6 feet. That's actually pretty deep. I am shocked by that. That's pretty good. I like deep pools, but that's also because I like to do like flips and things underneath the water, and so shallow pools don't work so well for that. On the shallowest point though, it is 3.5 feet. And so I have seen shallower pools, but that one's not bad. It's pretty average. And then over here would be the hot tub, except for it looks like obviously it's not open right now. It's closed. It is a 3-foot deep hot tub whenever it will be operational. And then we do have some towels here provided, but I do not see any flotation devices in terms of, if you have little ones, so you may want to bring your own. It is pretty warm right now. I'd say maybe about 78 degrees, and the middle of the afternoon, about 12:30 or so, and there's nobody in there. Now, it's not quite the heat of the day, maybe another hour and a half, but I'm surprised to see nobody at the pool. And so maybe only having 8 chairs in there, 8 of the lounge chairs, isn't too bad because, well, they may not really ever get that busy. Getting all comfy for a little rest and relaxation here in the afternoon. I feel like people always make fun of me whenever I mention this or talk about this sort of thing in a video, but it means something to me, so it may mean something to some of you guys. But over here, I just set up my fan because I always need a fan whenever I go to sleep. So I set up my fan, plugged in my phone cord as well, and the plugs are excellent. When I plugged in both devices, they went in and a good strong connection. Some hotels, quite a few, a lot of hotels have really weak plugs that when you put the plug in, the whole cord just wiggles around at the slightest bump or touch. Even just the weight of the plug could cause it to pop out of the outlet. And I make comments about those sometimes in videos, and again, some people are like, "Oh, you're complaining about a stupid plug." Hey, I think it's important, so take that for what you will. These are really good plugs, really good outlets. I'm back in the room now after a long day at the parks, and I grabbed some Earl of Sandwich on my way out, and that little table thing came in handy here. As I'm just sitting on the bed, there's really nowhere else to sit. I've put all my stuff up there. And so, yeah, this little table that they had, it was over there, has come in handy for my ham and Swiss Earl of Sandwich. It is the next morning now, so I thought I would report on the evening, on the night. And, yeah, my sleep wasn't the greatest. I don't know if it was me or if it was the room. The bed is kind of stiff. The bed is not the greatest. I would put it on par with the Motel 6 that I stayed at a few months ago now. I think it was actually back in February. It was probably the least favorite hotel I've stayed at overall, the Motel 6 out of all the hotels that we've stayed at, but it was also the cheapest hotel that I've stayed at in the Disneyland area. This one is not cheap. After taxes and things, it was close to $300 for a Thursday. I don't even know what a weekend would cost. So you're paying for location, and there's not even breakfast. The Best Western Park Place mini suites right next door is pretty close to the same price. It might be like $30 or $40 more expensive, but you do get free breakfast. So, I mean, essentially what you're paying for is the free breakfast, but I also, if I remember, the beds were a little nicer too. maybe not. Like, they were a little outdated though. But again, the Best Western has breakfast, so you factor that in. There's an IHOP right next door if you like IHOP, or you can go to the park for breakfast. So it really all just depends on what you're looking for out of your hotel room. I feel like there are comfier hotel rooms. There are nicer hotels to stay at in this particular area, but you can't beat this one for proximity to the park. Like, really, I mean, you can't, like I said, you can't get much closer than this hotel. So I really liked that aspect of it. Definitely no complaints there. Again, I'm not sure if my lack of sleep last night was me or the bed, but I woke up probably like 4 times in the middle of the night. It was definitely not the most restful sleep that I've had close to Disneyland. That's just my experience. Overall, I mean, it is a decent room. But yeah, definitely better hotels that I've stayed at in the area. I probably wouldn't be staying at this one again, just given the cost. I would find maybe something a tad more affordable. I'm always considering price and things in that. The close ones are all going to be expensive, though. Most of the ones in this general area are going to be in the $300 range. If you're going to spend $300 for a hotel, I would highly recommend the Candy Cane Inn. It's also not with Getaway Today, lest you think that just because this hotel isn't with Getaway Today is why I don't particularly like it. Not at all. Candy Cane Inn is not with Getaway Today, and it is probably my favorite hotel in the Disneyland area. I think it got replaced by something else recently. I've already forgotten what that other. Oh, the Cambria. I think the Cambria. I like the Cambria, but it's just the distance. Cambria is a little too far away for me. So Candy Cane Inn. After second thoughts, I think Candy Cane Inn still remains number one. I like close hotels because I walk to the parks. I prefer to walk to the parks. The Cambria, you have to take the Toy Story bus or deal with a 25-minute walk. It's a long walk. But Candy Cane is a 7-minute walk. They also have a free shuttle, even though it's only a 7-minute walk. I mean, literally, you can see the back of Cars Land from the Candy Cane Inn. So, like, it is pretty close. This one's even closer, though. 3 minutes. Oh, man. Like I said, Park Vue or the Best Western Plus Park Place mini suites. Those ones are super duper close if you're looking for like the least amount of walking possible. Anyway, that's going to be it for us here at the Park Vue Inn. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Click this playlist to check out more of my hotel reviews in the Disneyland area. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.